What up, what up, what up, what up, though? You know what's going down every time I upload? It's your man, Phoenix Sonny. We back. Some more of that True Story No Maury. Y'all know what I do, people. You know what I do. If you don't know what I do, I guess you're new here, so you don't know what I do here. I give you that news you can use. I'm the one they run to get that 1-2. Early and not late. So like and subscribe if you're digging the vibe. What up to all my trues? What's happening out there? Boy, it's lit, ain't it? I know it is. I know it is. But before we get started and go retarded, please make sure that you do your part while you're here. Why not? Go ahead and hit that like button. Yeah, get them thumbs up. Mash that like button. Mash that subscribe button. It's free. Don't mean nothing to you, but it means something to me. How you gonna act, people? Yes, sir. Shout out to all my black people. And everybody in between. It's love, if you know what I mean. Let's go. Hey, Will Smith. We know about it. We know about it. We know about it. I was at work. You know, it's still work going on over here. Can't full-time YouTube yet. We ain't made it there yet, baby. All right? So it's still work going on over here. But anyhow, Will Smith went retarded on the Grammys, didn't he? Excuse me, the Oscars. Look, you think he done slapped me? I done lost my equilibrium. I forgot which award show he was at, ain't it? Anyhow, yeah, Will Smith. Hancock slapped your man Chris Rock. Yeah, so Chris Rock made a joke. He made a joke about Jada's hair, the lack of. And Will Smith didn't take kindly to that at all. At all. Now, I know a lot of people, you know, we all want to live vicariously through somebody else. It's always that, especially black people. Man, if I would have been, I'd have did the same thing. I'd have did worse. He wouldn't have did me like that. We let it do all that. We let it do all that, right? But check this out, right? It's two sides of that coin. It's two sides of that coin, people. Are we going to look at just the entertainment, or are we going to look into things? We're going to look at it, we're going to look into it. What we doing? What we doing? Let me know, because I can kick it. Either way we want to go. Since you undecided, we're going to do both sides of that coin. Now, I'm going to say, on one side of that coin is shout out to Will. Shout out. That man, you know, he made a joke about your wife that could be viewed as rather distasteful. Right? And, of course, naturally, it's in a man's DNA to protect what's his. Right? From all things, from all forms of hurt and pain that comes with words too. You did? So, Chris Rock made a joke, and Jada Pinkett does have a disease which caused her to lose her hair. Okay, that's why she shaved her head. Right? And, you know, Will Smith went full Hancock on that man. He didn't have no words until after the action. That, my friends, my good people, is a sign of an OG that know how to move out here. He ain't finna send no smoke signals. He ain't about to let no warning shot off. He ain't about to do none of that with you. As soon as it's an issue, he at your neck. That was Will Smith in West Philadelphia, born and raised. And the playground is where he spent most of his days. I say in the playground in West Philadelphia is where that man spent most of his days. The playground, people, in West Philadelphia. Now, y'all, you ever been to West Philadelphia? You ain't been there? You ain't been there? You ain't heard about it? Check the records, people, and check how old Will Smith is. And when he was in them playgrounds in West Philadelphia, those are some rough playgrounds. Those were some mighty rough playgrounds. So you couple that with the fact that this man has played Mike Lowry, Gemini Man, I Am Legend, Hancock. What's the other man? He was in the DC movie in the Suicide Squad. What's that? Deadshot. Hey man, that boy channel all them characters and then when he get an attitude and he combine all them characters. All right, he combine them characters and he get the slapping on niggas. That's what it look like. That's what it look like, people. All right. You want to see a combination of action heroes put in one and then do some real life shit? Guess what? You just saw it. You got it, people. You got it. You got a real life action hero scenario. Action hero slap is what happened to Chris Rock. God damn. Somebody get him some milk. Now on the other side of that coin, Will Smith is an entertainer, right? Now we gonna speak from the other side of the coin. Will Smith is an entertainer, right? Everybody that knows entertainment know, in this day and age especially, you're gonna have to deal with scrutiny that's warranted and unwarranted. If you want to be that entertainer, if you want to be that star, you have to be willing to deal with unwarranted criticism and warranted criticism. You got to be willing to deal with people that's going to talk, hate on you for no reason. You got to deal with the jokes. And what you going to do? You going to fight everybody that make a joke? As the celebrity, as the entertainer, as the star, you going to fight everybody that hate on you? You going to fight everybody that say you ugly, your wife ugly, your kids ugly? Because don't think people. You think this is the first time Will's been talked about? You think this is the first time his wife's been talked about? Definitely not. You think this is the first time he's had to deal with public scrutiny from anywhere and this is not his first rodeo, people. And I'm sure it's not the worst thing that's been said about his wife. I'm sure of it. I can guarantee it. You think that Chris Rock joke about her hair and all that people were saying during that entanglement, the insensitivity that he had to deal with during that whole spill, and the Chris Rock joke, which one you think was worse? And especially he was getting it over and over again. Chris Rock made one joke. One joke, people. How much did he have to hear about his wife cheating on him? She had a disease back then, people. People was talking about her disease back then. There was jokes about her disease back then. People were cruel, in case you didn't know. People been talking about his kids. People been making jokes. People that he can get a hold of. People that he can come across. Why was there no action for all these other people? Why was there no action for August Alsina? He went and made a song about the entanglement after the entanglement, people. He made a song about it. He made it a whole, let me get some money off it. Not only did he knock the man's wife, he said, let me get some money off you too. I'm just saying. So if you were an entertainer, we all know you got to be able to hold your water. You can't just pop off because somebody's talking about, even if you right there. That's the rules of the game. You got to have thick skin. So with that being said, let's not look at it, people. Let's look into it. If any of y'all follow Will Smith and Jada, they've been going through a lot. And sometimes your frustration builds. Especially as a man, when you holding it in and you trying to be the bigger person, you keep on trying to be the bigger person. And then your other half clearly brings you down levels. A whole lot of levels. When you try to be the bigger person, you try to walk away, you try to keep the calm head about the situation. They yell, you be quiet. They get violent, you get peaceful. Before the argument, You don't want to be like, let's calm it down before this winds up being an argument. And still, the other side cannot respect that you can see that things are going to go left and you trying to be the bigger person about it, right? So Will Smith will do all that with Jada with the entanglement and all that, and she invited him to her red table to sit and I guess get their bones out in public about her cheating on him. In public. We had to witness that, right? Which should definitely be a private matter. Okay? Because clearly, with the frustration in that man's face, the frustration that led him to walk up that stage and slap Chris Rock, that was not the frustration of one joke people. That was clearly not the frustration of one joke. That was the frustration of a man who has reached his boiling point of hearing enough about his wife, about himself, about those two and anything that has to do with. He has reached his peak of having enough because it's been too much talk. It's been too much chatter. It's been too many jokes, people. Chris Rock was a victim of circumstance. That could have been anybody telling a joke about Jada. And it could have been any joke about Jada. That part too. It wasn't a head joke. It wasn't the fact that she got a disease. It wasn't that, people. It wasn't that. It was the fact that you cracked a joke about my wife. Period. In front of me. A joke that could be taken as utter disrespect or it could be taken as a joke. That was just borderline. Pushing it. Edgy. You see? Because Will Smith could have looked at that and say, that is a pretty funny joke. But, hey, man, you do know my wife got. So you pushing it with that one. I ain't going to hold you. Now, if she was just bald-headed, I can see that. Will Smith could have gave the benefit of the doubt. He could have. Guess what? Because everything don't have to be looked at one way, people. It's never one perspective. It's never one way to skin a cat. You dig? That was the frustration of too much. So let that be a lesson. True story. Ladies, men, careful what you do. Because the repercussions of what you do hit your whole family. It don't just hit you. It hits your kids. It hits your husband, your ex-husband, and it carry on. So sometimes you can put people under the gun with your actions of selfishness and thinking that you just did something to solidify or do something for yourself because you were hurt or whatever the reason may be. And now you can put your whole family under a gun that they can't get from up out of. All because you chose self. Self, people. And I hate to, have to give this PSA. A lot of men, guess what we have to deal with? We have to deal with the sisters, the mothers, the girlfriends that put us under the gun for themselves. Oh, yeah, you might be one of them, ladies. You might be one of them. You might be the one that you went to it with your boyfriend. I'm going to call my brother. I'm going to call my cousin. I'm going to call my uncle. I'm going to call my father. Now he under the gun. Now he got to deal with something behind your not being able to deal with. Now he got to deal with a situation because you couldn't handle your water. And that situation could boil over and carry over for years into many different other situations. You see? It's that simple. When you get in the argument and when you don't know how to calm down and you pushing the person to the point where they get tired of being the bigger person. Because there's a lot of dudes out there that, we don't talk about it often, but guess what? It's happening. It's a lot of dudes out there that deal with the woman that can't deal with her emotions and she'll haul off and slap you and she get mad and things of that nature. And No, she can't beat you. And you walk away from it. You grab her up, chill. You ain't never put your hands on her. But for some reason, every time she get mad about whatever she want to get mad about, she'll haul off, try to slap you, X, Y, Z, things of that nature. We've been dealing with it. We don't call the police. You know what we do? We build frustration. And we go take it out on somebody else. We build frustration. And then the dude that's talking about our girl, the same one that got us frustrated. Oh, your girl this, your girl that. You know what? And then you take your frustration out on that person. Because you've been under the gun too long. You've been under pressure too long. It becomes too much. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying this just happens with ladies. This happens with men. We put women under the gun too. A lot of dudes out here that be moving around and doing what they doing, moving with these different women and things of that nature. Open doors for this emotion and now they done came across each other and they fighting about this dude and things of that nature. Yeah, it happens all the time too. Because he was selfish. Now he not thinking about, oh, this woman that might get in a fight in front of her kids because the side chick is frustrated and she just want, and they done came across each other and talk shit on Facebook, or one done found the other number and now they back and forth with each other, and it be, yeah, a lot of dudes don't think about that neither. And that situation can carry on and boil over into other situations that can last for years. That could be detrimental to somebody's health. That could be fatal. Guess what? That slap that Chris Rock got, oftentimes that's a shot in the street. When that man gets over frustrated with being under the gun. A lot of times in the street, that's the dude getting stomped out, and the one that got stomped out finna come back and clap something. He's not having that. Because in his mind, he like, man, I just made a joke one time, and you took it that far. You OD. It's a such thing as violating. And it's such thing as super violating. Yeah, Chris Rock violated. You dig? But to slap a man like that in public, super violation. Super violation. Now I'm going to say why Chris Rock just violated. Because Will Smith is in the entertainment world. Jada Pinkett is in the entertainment world. You're going to have to deal with what Chris Rock gave him. You got to deal with that. You got to have class about that. That's part of the entertainment world. You got to have class about that, period. That's the other side of that coin that we ain't want to talk about. We just want to talk about the pride part. And no, yeah, you shouldn't let nobody talk about your wife without defending her. Guess what? Yeah, you do defend your wife. But sometimes you don't do it in that manner according to what type of life that you need to be living. Think about it. Think about it. I'm just saying. So be careful with your selfish moves out there, people. True story. You already know that. Because that selfishness could lead to your family getting over frustrated. And then when the kids is talking about, hey, look what I seen your mama and she on Facebook and whoop-de-whoop. Or I seen your mom in the street and this happened and whoop-de-wop-wop-da-ba. And now the kids is over frustrated and they take off on somebody in school. Because everybody talking about their mom and their entanglement and whoop-de-wop-da-bam. And how she crazy for having their father on TV crying and all that. Think about it, people. Think about our selfish ways that often spill over into other people's psyche, into other people's everyday dealings. True story. Hey, man. Just came to give you that news you can use. You already know that. Like and subscribe if you're digging the vibe. True story. No more. Your man Phoenix Sunny. Let's get to the money. 100.